buddies, hello and welcome to another Friday and another episode of Comment Corner, where I run through some of the things you've been sending to me and have a bit of a natter and well, just generally talk and see what happens. So thanks for joining me, guys. When we enjoy this video, please hit the like button if you're not already a Bulls buddy, and I wonder if the member of this wonderful community, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell for notifications of new content on the channel. So thank you. Always nice to get through to the end of the week. Usually means there's some good bowling round the corner. This weekend for me, just got the one game on Sunday morning. I'm at a wedding tomorrow. Sunday I think I'm going to, well, I'll talk about it in a minute. I think I'm going to go and take a Federation game in. There's a couple of people I want to catch up with. And then it's back to the grindstone on Monday. Well, when I say grindstone, I mean looking for work stone. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. So we'll jump straight in and I'll just work back in chronological order, starting with the most recent, working back to the last one I talked about last Friday. So, on AC's Tuesday tutorial, which was about striking part 2, Steve Buckley, he said, I was always taught to strike conveyor headed. Now, I don't know what that means. So, Steve, if you want to put another comment on, maybe just explain what you mean by conveyor headed. I'm not sure. I'll happily talk about that for a bit. Striking is an integral part of the game nowadays, and I was always taught to strike round peg, on the round peg, because you have more control over it. If you strike straight peg, if you miss it from hand, you've missed it. If you strike on the round peg, there's a chance you might hit something, you've more of a target area to hit, that sort of thing. That's the idea anyway. So that's something I've always done, and I don't think it's a bad idea. If you strike very hard, it doesn't matter, but also it means you can time the shot a little bit better as well if you use the round peg. On AC's Talking Balls episode 41, so that was last Wednesday, Graham Turner, hi Andy, what happened to Mark Burdett? Yes, that's an excellent question. Last Wednesday should have been the Mark Burdett episode, where we would talk about the CGPA and their proposal to sort of run the competition side of things in conjunction with British Crown Green, bring everything into I'm going to say this a few times today, bring everything into the 21st century, but use technology so that organisers aren't chasing payment, things like, just make it more organised really, which I think is what's sadly lacking from the competition side of the game. Whilst every organiser does a great job, sometimes they actually end up working against one another rather than with one another. So yeah, that's good. I'm just trying to, he's been on holiday, and we never sorted a time out, and I'll be honest with you, I forgot all about the Zoom call, and anyway, big do's not to do's. We're trying to sort it out, and as soon as it's convenient, me and Mark will get together and I will record the Zoom call and put it out. Robin Ellison, if you're at a loose end, East Lancs B finish off their Federation campaign at St Andrews in Burnley. Come down and support the team. Do you know, it's not a bad idea. It's only 15 minutes from me. There's a couple of people in the team who I could do with catching up with. So yeah, I think, Robin, I will be down, and let's hope you manage to secure the 21, as I told you needed to do the other day. Andy Hodgson. Hopton versus Fly have played 8 jacks so far, with Hopton 5-3 up and the final 2 jacks to be played at a later date. Yeah, so this is about the Murphyfield League game between Lower Hopton and Flying Horse Ossett. On the website it said that they didn't play on Tuesday night, so it looks like they've played 8 jacks, 2 more to play. 5-3, I would imagine they're up on the aggregate with that as well, so 7-3 with 2 games to play. They could win 9-3, or it could be 7-5, something like that. As far as Stongsbridge are concerned, we could do with a 6-all draw. Whether that happens is another matter altogether, but any decent win for Hopton, I think that sort of ties the league up, or certainly takes it out of Stongsbridge's hands anyway. And with Hopton playing Pudsey next week, it could bring Pudsey right back into the mix as well. Gerard Bennett, very informative and enjoyable as always. Gerard, thank you very much indeed. I hope you're a balls buddy. I hope you enjoy the output. If you have any suggestions of anything you want to see, hear, anything I can try and do, I will try to do it if it's possible. I'm always up for suggestions of new content that I can put out for you. Okay, these are now comments from last Friday, the Friday the 13th comment card. I didn't realise it was Friday the 13th last week. Anyway, Paul Summerfield. Hi Andy, was your Waterloo win ever televised by TV or a private individual? Would be nice to see if possible. Keep up with the old uploads, thanks Paul. Paul, if my Waterloo win was captured on film, I would be uploading it every single day of the week, believe me. Unfortunately, it was the year after Sky pulled out. Lee Heaton was the last winner on Sky in 1996. 1997, nobody was involved television wise. A few years ago, I'm going back nearly when my son was a baby, somebody got in touch to tell me that they had the 97 final on film, but alas, when he came round with it on video, it wasn't. It was, I think it was a bit later, maybe the 2000s or something like that, which was very disappointing. But as far as I'm aware, it's not on film. So unfortunately, the only person who keeps replaying that is me in my mind. And I'll be honest with you, every time I do it, the balls get a little bit closer. Robin Ellison again. I've lost very few across the leagues I play, but our leagues don't make it on the primetime AC show. Also, I'm not surprised you're so good at balls with the extra fingers. And of course, Robin is a supporter of the clown shirt wearers from down the road. So obviously he thinks that all Burnley fans have 6 fingers, but I've 4 and a thumb there, and I've 4 and a thumb there, but when I shake his hand on Sunday, he'll be able to count them for himself. Yeah, it'd be good to put a face to a name on Sunday, Robin. Thank you for the comments, though. I take them in the good, in all good heart and in good natured ness. As you, I'm assuming that's how you mean him anyway. If anything else, that's up to you. Joe Carr, the file flyer. Winners of the East End pairs in Lytham, Tommy King and Mickey Cochran, beating Mel Gilbert and Brian Clark. Really well run one day. Yes, East End pairs. Managed to win a singles on there many moons ago. It was nice to see Ricky and Tommy in the winners' enclosure again. I think it's been a long time for both of them, and I'd heard it was a really good day, so fantastic stuff. Going back to AC Talking Balls episode 38, Malcolm Pass, my friend Maxie from the Midlands. Hi Andy, I haven't contacted you for quite a while because I've had to go into hospital for a heart valve replacement. Took 10 weeks to get over it, but still recovering at home. Are you still collecting balls and stuff for the kids? How you fixed for mats? I know you were struggling a bit before I went into hospital. Maxie, it's great to hear from you. I must admit I was a bit concerned because you're normally in touch every other week or so. But it's great to hear that you've had a heart valve sorted and you're recovering well. And the fact that you're taking the time to contact me is absolutely fantastic. So get even better sooner if you catch me drift. I am still collecting bowls, and I've just had a load of mats given to me yesterday. I've probably got about 30 mats now, so those will go out with the sets of bowls that are currently being turned down. Once they're back, they'll be spray painted, and I've 3 people whose names just escaped. There's a guy in Stockport, there's a lady from the Midlands, and a guy from Sandal Bowling Club who are on the waiting list for 8 sets of small coloured bowls with jacks and mats to help their junior bowls, or even disabled bowls. Anyone that wants to have a go, they've got the equipment then. That's fantastic, and I'm still ongoing. I've got under a tarpaulin outside in my backyard. There's probably about 30 pairs, if not more, of wooden bowls that need turning down. I've got maybe another 30 pairs in my conservatory, and I'm slowly selling off the stock of bowls that aren't suitable for turning down, or are too good to be turned down, shall I say, and are too big for juniors. If anyone wants any 212s, I must have 50 sets. So if anyone fancies some 212 bowls, probably any make that you want, just get in touch. Okay, back to the comment corner from last Friday. Mark Hadshead. Hi Andy, just watched the Vets and Seniors Merit Final on the Bowls Observer channel. Apologies for defecting. Not a problem, my good friend Steve Davis, doing the filming and doing a good job, always does. I've heard on the grapevine though his job might be going with the BCGBA, which is a little bit of, you know, well, I don't know, because we don't know what goes on, do we? Nobody tells. Well, I'll come on to that in a minute. Could the BCGBA have picked a more unsuitable green for the Vets? The condition was terrible. Every player's woods will have needed paracetamols after playing on that. The seniors didn't look much better but seemed to play okay. We have a game that's on live support at the moment, not really encouraging people to play or watch. It's probably a tough call to move an event late, but it's what governing bodies are supposed to do to make sure the showcase events are showcase events. It's time Bowls England took over the reins and injected some new life into the sport. Even the World Bowls Tour is listening to players and trying to revamp itself. Well, Mark, I don't know if you know something I don't, but I've also heard on the grapevine that could be happening. Bowls England, yes, possibly, maybe. Who knows, because it's all a secret. But I've heard whispers, that's all I'm saying. But going back to the Vets Merit, the situation with that is that the guy that sponsors it, I think his house overlooks, is it Priest Bowling Club, where they had it, and basically, if he puts the money in, he can tell them where he wants them to play it. If he wanted it playing halfway up the side of Mount Everest on a Sunday morning, 5 AM, if he pays enough money, that's what's going to happen. So that was the situation they were stuck with, I think. Obviously, if a green isn't suitable, and that's where the sponsor wants it playing, you've two options. You either suck it up and just let them get on with it, or you have the difficult conversation and say, look, the green's not suitable. And if the guy then says, if you don't play here, you don't get the money, you make the decision. And I would say if you asked any of the 32 vets that played that day, whether they were that bothered about the prize money or whether they just wanted to win the event, I think the vast majority would say it's about winning the event and not the money. But, you know, you dance with the devil, you know, he decides when you stop dancing, let's put it that way. Heaton Park, well, that's the main hub for BCGBA now, even though it's not theirs. So they've made the bed there and they're going to be lying in it. Who knows what's going to be played there next year. I don't know. I despair, and I'll come on to something in a minute that, you know, you'll probably join with the despair. Jim Courtney, hi Andy, another very enjoyable comments corner, some interesting points raised, and it will be interesting if anyone who has some power can take some of them on board. Here's hoping, as long as Everton beat Southampton on Saturday, I will be happy. Well, Jim, you should be very happy, because they did. Whether anyone will ever put their head above the parapet and do anything about the BCGBA situation, I don't know. It just seems like a secret society at the minute. We don't get told very much. If you look on the website, the information there is out of date. It's still going on about a membership scheme that, you know, was supposed to be out 3 years ago, or 2 years ago at the very least. Nothing's been updated since. Yes, COVID, but does that mean the world stopped? No, it hasn't. Bowls England have done an awful lot to sort of rejig, revitalise their image and take the bull by the horn, make difficult decisions and do something and actually make the game more accessible for people, get people playing. And as I've said before, flat green bowls, you can't buy a set at the minute because they're in that demand. But Crown Green Bowls, well, they're giving them away free with cornflakes at the minute. It's just like there's a secret society going on. As a national governing body, the main priority is promoting the sport and getting it played and getting people aware, making people aware, and they're failing at the very first hurdle. So anyway, here we go. I just want to talk about something really positive. Paul Hill. Hi Andy, with regards to promoting bowls, can I mention my club Burley and Wharfdale in West Yorkshire, where we have an introduction to bowls every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. We've managed to get at least 8 new league bowlers this season, as well as plenty of other people trying the game for the first time. Great effort by the club. Paul, that's absolutely fantastic, and that's what every single Crown Green club needs to do. They need to get the doors open, they need to get adverts on social media, in the newspapers, wherever, up on the notice boards in middle of town, or just where people see things and say, look, come and try our sport. And if you get one person, it's worth it. If every person went out and got one more person to play bowls, suddenly we've doubled the numbers and the garden is rosy. Forget BCGBA as far as I'm concerned. It's down to you as clubs, as club members, to go out and get new members, and that's the only way the game is going to thrive and survive. I have no faith whatsoever in our national governing body, which brings me on to the little social media debate I had this week with certainly a former member of the BCGBA Management Committee, if not current. I don't think he's in his role anymore, but he certainly still has things to do with BCGBA. Let me just find it, and then we can have a bit of a chat about it. So, comment corner. Last Friday. Okay, Nigel Fryer. Okay, used to be the commercial officer, I think. Andy, ever thought of inviting Mark Berkhamshaw, the CEO of BCGBA, for a QA visit on your channel? I'm assured that he will answer every question you have and will inform you and your listeners of the plans that are in place to take our beautiful sport forward into the 21st century and beyond. So my reply was no, not really. There's always the option for Mark or any of the officers of the national governing body to do their own weekly vlog to get their messages across to the bowlers directly. It's not difficult, I do it every week. And we're 21 years into the 21st century and we are definitely going backwards, not forwards. I suppose my point, what I was trying to say was, don't rely on me to be your mouthpiece. I'm not anyone's mouthpiece. I'm speaking for myself. I have no loyalties to any association, any governing bodies. All the views that you hear on this channel are mine and mine alone. Okay, and I stand by them. And if anyone wants to discuss them with me, that's fine. But I'm not going to be a mouthpiece for anyone. It's very simple. We're in 2021. Everybody has a mobile phone. Everyone can make a video. How difficult would it be for the CEO to do a video once a week, twice a month, however, just saying, hello guys, this is what we're doing. As your CEO of your governing body, this is what we're doing. Or if it doesn't have to be the CEO, could be the chairman, could be one of the officers, could be somebody different every month. This is what I do. This is my job. This is my role. This is what I'm trying to do. These are my aims. This is how I'm going about it. How transparent and wonderful would that be? Instead, everything's secretive. Everything's done behind closed doors. Emails here. Don't comment. Don't comment. So in reply to that, I got, sorry Andy, got to disagree on that one. Hashtag watch this space. So me being Mr. Clever Clogs that I am, I'm not sure which bit you disagree with, but if you think it's that the sport has gone forward in the last 21 years, despite losing hundreds of greens, including the Waterloo, thousands of bowlers and many established competitions, then yes, we will have to disagree. Unless the secret master plan that you hint at doesn't increase the number of people playing bowls substantially and secures the future of bowls clubs that remain, then it will just be like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. And then a few other people got involved, Mark Prosser. And anyway, the response then from Nigel was Andy Cairns and Mark Prosser, the double act of doom and gloom, the opposite of the Chuckle Brothers. Thank God all our members, over 100,000 by the way, don't think and moan like you two negatives. Beats me how you think the members are reducing when there was never a formal record since 1906. Positive reporting would be a start. Enjoy your gloomy outlook. I'm with the majority positives, onwards and upwards people. So all of a sudden, we've got 100,000 bowlers from somewhere. Now on the BCGBA website there's an update about their Go membership, and with only a few counties to go they had 70,000 members. Now I take a few counties to be 3, few means a 3 to me. So 13 counties, possibly the Parks, possibly the ladies as well, has provided 70,000 bowlers. And then all of a sudden with 3 to go we've suddenly added over 30,000 bowlers, and that doesn't add up to me at all. I think the likelihood of 100,000 bowlers registered with British Crown Green is possible, but I think there might be some duplicates, and I think when those duplicates are taken out, I think 80,000 is about the right sort of number. Okay, so my response: I won't get involved in a slanging match or name calling, but I will respond to your comment. The same governing body has been overseeing Crown Green Bowl since 1906, and the fact that it has taken this long to come up with a formal record of bowlers isn't something that should be seen as a positive. By the way, this membership scheme has been at least 3 years in the making and no one has seen it yet, apart from those select few like yourself. Along with the claim that the NGB are bringing Crown Green bowls into the 21st century, despite us being 21 years into it, suggests that the motto for BCGBA should be better late than never, I guess. Also, the lifetime registration fee that was introduced in 1992 from memory would give you an excellent indicator of how many registered bowlers there were at the time, as there would be a large amount of money suddenly swelling the BCGBA coffers. I'll see if I can find the accounts for that the years around then. Unfortunately I can't. I couldn't find them online. I don't have the handbooks to hand, so I didn't find out how much it was. From memory, again, could be fading a little bit, it was around the £200,000 mark that was brought in, around there. So that would suggest at £1 a go 200,000 bowlers, but until I actually see what was brought in, I'm not hanging my hat on that figure. Out of interest, the attached screenshot is taken from an article written by Peter Swain which estimates the total number of male bowlers affiliated to the bodies that governed Crown Green bowls in the early 20th century, the one the BCGBA has just taken us out of, was around 600,000. Okay, and on that so just after the turn of the 20th century, nationally the Parks Association controlled 131,000 players, while the British Crown Green Bowling Amateur Association had charge of around 200,000 players. Added to that were players in the Wednesday associations, in the licensed victuallers and brewers associations, together with workshops associations, which added to the county governing bodies in the north of England, meant there were around 600,000 men belonging to the clubs affiliated to bodies that covered amateur Crown Green bowls. So around about just before the start of the First World War, you're looking at around 600,000 people. And wherever we are now, I think we're around 80,000. A BCGBA official says we're over 100,000. I look forward to seeing those, that membership scheme. But there you go, that was sort of the highlights of the little interaction we had. Basically, I'm being negative, I should be positive. There's lots of good things about to happen. I suppose I'll have to wait and see, just like everybody else. what this great big secret master plan is. I think I have an idea what it is. I've heard a few rumblings on the grapevine about what could be happening. People that tell me things always absolutely forbid me to pass any of that information on. So there's nothing else I can say apart from you're just going to have to watch this space as to what the plan is. No doubt it'll happen at some point. We'll get told what's going on, but until then it's just another big secret. So I've prattled on for 25 minutes, far longer than I wanted to, so I'm going to leave it there because I'm actually getting a bit wound up as well, which is not good for my blood pressure on a Friday afternoon. Guys, have a really good weekend. I'm going to leave on a positive. I got a phone call today, sort of concerning the Waterloo, a bit. It's not that it's been saved or anything like that, but it's possible that the competitions will be living on at another venue, which fingers crossed will happen, because at least we won't have lost everything then, and there's still some positives to take from this absolute show that we are currently in. I can't tell you too much more about it because it's still in the early stages of being sorted out, but as soon as I have more information, there could be some positive news coming out of the Fylde coast. So hopefully that will keep us going until we know what the big master plan is. So guys, have a great weekend. If you're going bowling, enjoy yourself, play well, stay safe and be good to one another, and I'll hopefully catch you next week. Bye for now.